More so just like how much
Mm.
time are you spending on it now versus
Versus
even
before.
back then? And it
Okay,
doesn't have to be like
yes.
whole numbers because not everybody's like recording this.
So there's definitely a lot less back and forth now that we have some of these systems and automations in.
What were you struggling with before even working with us?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have these automations in place. Like you said, the onboarding flow, the quality check flow, the approval bot flow for clients. A lot of these are project management and just like normal admin stuff. But yeah, we never had any of these. And before, we'd have to do everything manually. And like I said, that means a lot of back and forth. Yeah, one more thing to mention. Like you said, yeah, we are balancing a bunch of editors. So with this, like we can just take on more videos as well and more clients. Like it just makes everything a lot easier. And for sure, like the editors as well, like their life is a lot easier too because they know exactly what's going on.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sheni, founder of Icarus Growth. I've got my good friend here, Steven. Steven, do you want to introduce yourself?
What's up, Sheni? Thanks for having me. I'm Steven, CEO and founder of Creo Social, a content marketing agency, and we make videos for businesses and entrepreneurs and also influencers, celebrities, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and he's been some amazing work. So a lot of the stuff that we did, which we actually did for him maybe 8 or 9 months now, I think it was actually like quite a while from now.
Yeah.
Wanted to get you on the phone and basically to see how these systems can scale and how they remain over a long period of time and after a lot of scale with the team and with revenue and so on and so forth. So what we did for Steven was basically build out what I like to call the connective tissue behind everything that goes on behind the scenes inside of the project management systems and other things like that. So we built the onboarding flows, the approval flows, and the review flows and QA flows as well. So one of the things that I wanted to ask was, how much time right now are you and your co-founder Omar and your ops manager T, like how much time would you say you're spending on, notifying the team, doing admin work, and all of the little things that just make the business tick?
Yeah. So sorry, your question was how much time we're spending on it?
More so just like how much
Mm.
time are you spending on it now
Versus
versus
before.
even back then? And it
Okay.
doesn't have to be like
Yes.
whole numbers because not everybody's like recording this, but even the
Yeah.
sensation of how much time you're spending is also good.
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot less back and forth now that we have some of these systems and automations in than before. Before we had to pretty much have a lot of communication with editors and with our clients, like, hey, here's the video, or I left revisions. Now with these automations, it's basically click of a button and like the messages get sent to the right people all the time. So in terms of how much time we're spending, I don't know the exact number, but we're saving a lot of time, especially in doing very little nit-gritty task and not just time, like headache as well. Like we don't really have to think of the headache of always pinging people and having a lot of back and forth and having some miscommunications. It's super clear, simple, and really easy to do in like a few clicks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something that I hear a lot. And it's
Yeah.
very simple things that kind of make a lot of this stuff move, which is why I like to call it connective tissue, because
No.
everything just moves really smoothly when we can get this stuff built in. So what were you struggling with before even working with us, which was, like 8 9 months ago? Like what was some of the main issues? What were you feeling whilst these things were going on? Like what was going on in general?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have these automations in place. Like you said, the onboarding flow, the quality check flow, the approval bot flow for clients. A lot of these are project management and just like normal admin stuff. But yeah, we never had any of these. And before, we'd have to do everything manually. And like I said, that means a lot of back and forth. And specifically with the onboarding flow, that has been so great for us because before we would have to do everything manually. We'd have to send over the contracts ourselves, send over the payment link, manually create a Slack channel, add them to Slack, send them a whole onboarding email or like a welcome message, if you say. But now it's basically just I send them the document, I click a few buttons, and pretty much everything that I just mentioned gets done in an instant. And what this does for me is it's very smooth and I don't have to do much work. It's, pretty much automated. And two, on the client side, they see how fast and professional our onboarding system is and just how smooth it is. And first impressions are always important in retaining a client. You don't really want to have a janky onboarding flow where they don't really understand what's going on, what the next steps are. But now that we have this in place, it's pretty simple and fast, which is what I like. And then
100%. That's the good
yeah.
thing as well about with the onboarding flows, especially because the moment that a contract gets signed, they see an email saying, welcome in, fill this in,
Yeah.
do this, and they just get invitations just like that. So from their perspective, it all moves really, really smoothly, which is what's really great about that. So
Yeah.
that was what was going on beforehand. That's kind of how it was, how it's helped and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What would you say was like the biggest challenge outside of onboarding that we've helped you overcome?
For sure, some of our project management stuff, for example, when an editor finishes a video, he can kind of just add a link to our project management system, and then we get notified that there's a video ready to be checked. And then from there, there's also that's one click or one task from the editor to get the video over to us. And then from our side, once we check the video, there's also one more button we just have to click, and then it gets sent to the client. And from the client side, there's one button they have to click in order to get the video back to us or to let us know, the video is good to go or if there's revisions. Like, it's really easy on all fronts of the project management system, from my editors to me and then to our clients as well. It's just a few clicks. And it's like the video just gets passed around very smoothly without sometimes no back and forth at all. Just like, here you go, like just automations pretty much. We're being carried by the automations.
So because what's really important about that is the fact that a lot of this stuff is kind of like baked into how you work, and it's also baked into how your editors work. You were balancing like, a couple dozen editors at one point, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah. One more thing to mention, like you said, yeah, we are balancing a bunch of editors. So with this, like, we can just take on more videos as well and more clients. Like, it just makes everything a lot easier. And for sure, like the editors as well, like their life is a lot easier too because they know exactly what's going on. It's a really easy system for them, for me, and also the clients.
Because it's almost like all they have to do is just log in. Okay, I've made 5 videos
Mhm.
over, the past couple of days. I'm just going to put them in the requisite places. I could just use a little search button in the top, find the video, put the link in, and then it just like goes off and I don't have to worry about it until it comes back for either revisions or I get another video coming through.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. So it's kind of working like a really good conveyor belt, which is always what we like to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So were there any like unexpected benefits that you got from the automations, sort of like outside of, what was going on with what we actually helped you make? So for example, you no longer need to do admin now, but that's now
Mm.
meant that you could do content. You no longer need to do admin, which meant that you can now do more outreach or put more work in or open up your sales call calendar or take a break. Like, what would you say some of those benefits are?
I think I wasn't really surprised by anything because I knew all of these things were valuable to me. But one thing I thoroughly enjoy more than I thought would be the onboarding flow, because there's so many things that I have to do to get a client properly onboarded. Now with just a click of the button, it's so easy. So now I enjoy making money a lot more because before, like, oh yeah, this guy wants to pay me thousands of dollars, but now I have to do all this stuff. I mean, obviously, I have fun doing it too, but now it's just so easy to get the client onboarded and actually do what we want to do for the clients, help them make content. I don't really want to do all this like nitty gritty admin onboarding stuff. Like, it's just one click of the button and then we can get to work right away. I think that for me is one of the best things that you've helped me with.
Sweet. Love to hear
Yeah.
that, man. Um, any closing thoughts? Anything else you've noticed? Anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah. I mean, these automations have made my life a lot easier and my team's life a lot easier over the past like 8, 9 months. So if you need any automations, go to Shed.
Sweet. And there'll be a link somewhere for you to book a discovery call, talk with me, and talk about your needs, and then we can basically get whatever it is scoped out, and then we can get into work together. So yeah, Stephen, been a pleasure, man. See you in a bit. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Peace out.